Hi everyone, it's Nancy. Today I made a few little projects from digital prints of antique doilies that are crocheted and embroidered. And I just thought it would be kind of fun to share with you all the little things I did. Nothing new, nothing different, just a way of being creative with something we all probably use or want to use. So I just thought I would kind of hang out with you and show you what I've done. So this is the print or a scan of a vintage crocheted doily. I printed it on regular copy paper. This one I printed on sheet music. I did cut the music to fit the 8.5 by 11 because the music paper is a lot bigger. But that's that. And this is the same print done on tea dye. And then I did 2 images per page on tea dye just to get the smaller scale of the print, so it's easier to put on a smaller project. So the first thing I did with these papers is I made a real pretty little envelope. I think it'd be wonderful to send like sweet little letter to, like, say maybe, you know, your favorite aunt or your mom on Mother's Day, whatever. Those are, it's so sweet. The other little projects I did were a little book and a little pocket. And the book is just sewed down to some stationery parchment. I made a little tag to go in a little pocket, and I used one of my eco prints to make the pockets on either side of the book. And then inside are just tea stained papers. The pocket I just kind of sewed it all together so it could be glued down in a book or stuck in a tuck spot. I put in a little piece of eco print to journal on, and then I made a little handful of tags. They're so little. Look how cute that is. And they're just on, I backed the paper on cardstock so they would stay rigid. But that's just one idea, you know, a couple of little things to make with that print. I'll just move those out of the way. The next one I did, I got quite a few little pieces made with this one. How pretty, huh? So this is the original. It's 2 layers of, this one's a pillowcase with a crocheted edge, and this one's like a little dresser cloth with some really sweet embroidery pieces there, and this beautiful hem stitching. I also made an envelope from this batch of papers. I think that'd be really sweet to put someone's address right along that line. And the card, I just took the same print, a piece from the print, and just mounted it on cardstock. And then all the other little things I made were, this is a journaling card. Could just go in, it could be a tuck spot or go in one. Here's another one I did. I made it more like a little tag, but it's still a journaling spot with the tea stained paper on the back and a little piece of vintage doily there, pink ribbon and button and lace. This one's also a tag. With a little bit of cheesecloth and then trim on there just to make it a little sweeter, different, make it you know, interesting, so they all don't look the same. So this, I reduced this and printed 4 to the sheet and got this size of the print, which I think is just adorable. And I made these little, this is a die cut from Tim Holtz. I think it's called Candy Sack or something like that. And then this one I did a little collage, you know, fabric cluster there. And then I also made a set of tags from this group of, look how pretty that is. Those little pieces of lace on the edge. Sweet, huh? So anyway, that's those. Especially if you're into pink, that'll make you happy. or somebody you want to make something for likes pink, that'll make you happy. And here's the next little batch of goodness. The original is 2 doilies. It's just a crochet doily laying down and then a little dresser cloth over that. And here it is on a tea stain, which I think is just awesome. I love it. Then just to show you, oh yeah, I printed it smaller, and from the smaller one I made this little pocket. What I did was I just cut a piece of cardstock this little bit smaller than this to make the base of my pocket. It's just a square, little rectangle this size, and I took and glued the print down to a lightweight cardstock, or maybe even just another piece of paper. That's what it feels like. And I wrapped it around there and just glued it behind. Same with this piece. I just trimmed it out around this design, and then glued it on there and made it be like a little, it almost looks like a little purse or a pillow type of thing, but I think that's so cute. And a little tag would look awesome in there. It would also make a great little, let's say this was on a book page, something like this. It would make a great pocket that way, or a tuck spot too. So that's that piece made from those. And then I made another little, just a cute little journaling card kind of thing on the soft side. I used stationery parchment to sew it to, and made a little fabric cluster with diaper cloth and muslin and buttons and a little yo-yo. A couple of little hearts dangling from it to make it more fun and interesting. I also made an envelope from this one, just like I did the other two. I think that's also another presentation. I think the stamp would look awesome right there, and I think return address writing on there would be awesome. I just made a little collage card from flowers in my garden. It's not part of the print thing, but I thought it looked really nice with that. And then the other idea I had, I wanted to show you what sometimes when I make books, I use the outside edge of each, the paper that goes around each signature. I like to make them all the same sometimes, and I think it would look really cool to when you opened the page from one signature to the next. It would almost look like you had a center spread, and it would be it would work for both directions. Like that could be set the edge. Yeah, so this would line signature 1 and this one would line signature 2, and when you got to that point it would look like a center spread, which I think would be very, very pretty in a book. So that's that particular print. This one is an applique and embroidery. I think it's really pretty. This is staining from the way this little piece was. It's also like a hand towel, or yeah, it was more like a guest towel. It had ribbon on, fabric on the bottom, but I would never use something that sweet to wipe my hands on. But anyway, I also made an envelope, and I think that's kind of sweet, that envelope orientation there. The card is the whole design on pink. Another like journaling spot, it could be glued down in a pocket one way or the other, or left unattached inside, because that turned out to be very, very pretty. This happens to be one of my drop papers. It is nothing more than newsprint, and it turned out beautiful. I was dyeing a bunch of stuff, and then I made this cute little tag from it, and then I have a couple other little mini tags in there from these little flowers off of the scraps from one of the other pieces. And when I put this together, I folded this paper so that it would orientate on the same exact placement of the design, just to make it look like all one piece. So that's those. I hope I'm not dragging on and on. And this is the other one. This is the print, or the collection of doilies. It's 3 handkerchiefs, a doily and a dresser cloth. Here it is in the tea stained, which I think is marvelous. Look at those daisies tea stained. so pretty. And the little items I made, I was kind of, getting, not running out of ideas, just kind of getting over it. So this is the location of where this was. I cut the pieces and glued it to cardstock, and then I ran this through my Sizzix die thing, and got this great little tag right out of there, and the other side is right there. And then I made a little scrappy envelope from another piece of leftover from this paper also. And then just to show you a few other things that each one of those prints were pieces that I made from each one of those prints. And these are pieces I made from all of the prints and other little things together. So that particular print is on one side, and then this one has a collage of the crocheted doily and the embroidered little tulipy things, and then some antique paper doily. Well, it's stained to look antique. It's tea stained. This is also tea stained paper that I printed on my gel press plate to get those lines. I put those lines down on the gel press, and then I take them off onto the paper. Here's another little mini envelope from that one print. These are going to be pockets to the bottom of a mini journal that I'm working on that are all going to be made with these papers. And this will just go at the bottom of the page and hold tags. And they're just cardstock on the back to keep them sturdy for in and out work of pockets. This is kind of the same thing. It's just collaged papers. It's actually from this same little group. I just cut it. I don't know what part of the orientation that was from, but I'm just going to use it as a card, like a journaling card. And then here's a real cute little envelope that I use, the big crochet white doily one that's on the other half of this one. And this is also a Tim Holtz die, and I think it's called office envelope or inner office memo, but it even comes with a little thing to make those little buttons, and I just used flower brads, they're called paper clips because they split, but that's just that. Oh, and the other last thing is I glued down the crocheted doily to cardstock, and then I made a little heart cluster on there with sheet music and antique lace and some cheesecloth and an antique button. Oh, and a little piece of something else. Oh, silk. So that's all my fun stuff from this project I had going. I hope it inspires you to play with your digital prints, and if you don't have any digital prints, they're all over Etsy. These particular prints are in my Etsy shop if you would like to check it out. I'd appreciate it. And if you just had fun using the ones you already had and looked at others that you love, that's just perfect too. I just love everyone's work out there, and it's just fun to be part of everybody else's creative activities. So I appreciate you coming by and watching my video today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.